Hey, how's it going, everybody? Rojo here. Let's talk about some games. I specifically want to talk about a few games that I picked up or was gifted over the holiday season. So talking, like late November last year through, a couple weeks of, first weeks of January 2019 here. And to start with, I was gifted an Xbox One, which was very nice to receive. So now I have Switch, I've got the PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One. I realize there aren't a whole lot of Xbox One exclusives, but there are a couple games that I really wanted, and I did want to sort of complete the set, so to speak, for this generation.
And by the way, Microsoft, what the fuck is this? I don't give a shit if it's more ergonomic. The disc goes on the right side of the case, not the left.
So the first game I want to talk about here is Rare Replay, which is an Xbox One exclusive. As far as I know, I suppose because Microsoft owns Rare now, I believe. It's like a sort of like a 30th anniversary compilation of games that Rare has made over the years for various platforms. And there's some really interesting stuff on here. There are a few games that I do own and have played, like I think RC Pro-Am 2 for the NES, and Cameo, Elements of Power, Perfect Dark Zero, maybe a couple others. But then there's also a ton of games that I haven't played, like Conker's Bad Fur Day, the Banjo games, and in particular the reason that I wanted this was because of the Perfect Dark, the original Perfect Dark remake for the Xbox 360, which was only an arcade release, so digital only, and I thought that by buying this disc I would get a physical copy of Perfect Dark. Unfortunately, it seems like all of the Xbox 360 games that are on here, and maybe even all the N64 games, are games that require a download, so they're not actually either on the disc at all or not fully on the disc, so that's pretty disappointing, but I'm still happy to have the collection. Because there's a lot of games that I would eventually get to try out on original hardware, probably, but some of them are fairly expensive, I imagine. So to have an opportunity to just play a couple of them and try them out and see if I like them is good with me. Next up, also for the Xbox One, and this is the game that really made me want to get an Xbox One, is Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. If you've watched stuff on the channel for a while, you know that I actually did play through Ori and the Blind Forest on the channel. I did the old Elite Achievement run where you can't purchase any of the skills or whatever. So that was definitely challenging and interesting. But yeah, Ori is just one of the best looking games, maybe the best looking game I've ever seen in my life so far. And it plays great, and the Definitive Edition has a couple new powers I think that you can get, as well as some quality of life stuff like being able to teleport around the map and being able to like go back to old areas that you couldn't get back to before. You know, in case like you missed something, I guess would be the reason you'd want to go back there. So yeah, it's definitely a game that I'm super happy to have. It comes with a soundtrack as well, which is a nice touch. And it is an Xbox One exclusive as well. So yeah, it's definitely, like I said, something I'm glad to have a physical copy of. And it's something I'll probably play through, probably not on the channel, but by myself in the not too distant future here. Next up, still in Xbox territory, we've got Mirror's Edge here for the 360. I think you can get this for like a couple bucks on PC nowadays, probably, if it's on sale, and probably other platforms. But I did find a used copy for a couple bucks, and I couldn't say no to that, because it's a game that I've heard a fair amount of praise about. You know, I never decided to check it out. Basically, you play as like some kind of like lady who is a courier or something like that, and you gotta run across rooftops and do all these crazy parkour moves, as well as do some fighting, because there's going to be some kind of like organization or guards or something that try to stop you from doing your thing. And yeah, the whole thing just seemed really interesting to me. So yeah, I'm gonna play through a little bit of it. I'm not very good at it at all. I need to definitely practice my my timing and mastery of the controls a little bit, because I failed quite a bit during the tutorial. But still, it seemed kind of fun. I think it's pretty short as well. Moving on to PlayStation 4 territory, I did get a couple games. One was God of War 4, which I'm looking forward to playing, but I think I've decided that I'm going to wait to play this game until I've gone back and played the other, at least the main 3 God of War games, which I know you don't have to, but I did play through the first one a long time ago, and I just kind of want to go back and play those first. And then I'll play this one at some point, and I've heard it's quite good, so I'm looking forward to that. I also got on sale sometime around Black Friday, I believe, the Draconic Launch Edition of Shining Resonance Refrain here, which really just has like a plastic slipcase and a metal like other slipcase for the game to go in. It's whatever. But yeah, this is not my kind of game. It's definitely not the kind of game that I want to see from the Shining series ever again. Even though I know they're going to make more of them. I don't know, I can make a whole video about why I think this game is, at best, mediocre. But I am going to probably finish it, because I'm already like halfway or so through it, I think. And, you know, the gameplay isn't awful, but there's just so much other bullshit in there that I don't enjoy, that it really just brings the whole experience down. And it very much feels like a budget title. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I could talk for probably 20 minutes about this game. I'm just gonna say, yeah, bit of a disappointment, but ultimately what I really want is a Shining Force game, and who knows if that'll ever happen.
Did you need something? Thank you very much.
Keeping with the theme of disappointment, I did find a good deal on a couple games at GameStop, of all places, and those were for PC games, of all things. I didn't even know they still sold PC games. But yeah, I got Anno 2205 and Might and Magic Heroes 7 Deluxe Edition for like 50 cents each at GameStop, which is pretty crazy to think about. However, what I didn't realize is that these two particular games were going to come to me in not original boxes, with very little of the original paperwork, aside from the CD key, basically, which was a pretty significant disappointment. I probably wouldn't have driven to the GameStop to pick it up had I known. So not good, GameStop. Like, yeah, my phone number, you could have called me and told me, hey, by the way, these games that we're selling as allegedly brand new are not even close to that. But luckily, I was actually able to find at a different GameStop for the same price another copy of Might and Magic Heroes 7 that was like actually new. So that was nice. I don't have any gameplay of these. I haven't really played them. Honestly, I've been too caught up with other things, but I'd like to check them out at some point, especially Might and Magic Heroes 7, even though it's got some mixed reviews from what I can tell.
Oh, and by the way, even though both these games had about a 12 gig install right off the discs, Uplay decided, let's go ahead and download about like a 10 gig patch for each of these as well. So hooray, physical media in the digital age.
This year, I'm definitely looking forward to trying to expand my Wii U collection, because I think it's a decent time to start picking those games up on the cheap in a lot of cases. But yeah, specifically here, I've got Runbow, which is a really kind of interesting looking game where you platform around and like the screen changes colors, and then that changes what platforms are available and stuff. It's got a nice soundtrack, but it does seem kind of like a game that's intended for, you know, some couch co-op, multiplayer, that kind of thing. And by itself, it's, you know, it's just okay. So honestly, I'm glad to have it. I got it for fairly little money, but it is probably not a game that I'll play much of in the future by myself. Just not really my style. But, you know, if I have some friends over at some point, then, you know, maybe I'll take it out and we'll see what it has to offer. I got this copy of Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge on the Wii U for a couple bucks, and it was a game that just, I don't know, I haven't played a Ninja Gaiden game in forever, and I think maybe not even since the PlayStation 2, or maybe that was Shinobi, I don't remember, I might be getting them mixed up, the series mixed up, but either way, yeah, it's, you know, it's like a hacky, slashy, fighty type game, in the vein of like Devil May Cry or God of War or something like that. At least that's how it seems with the very little bit that I've played so far. But what I played was decently fun, and this is the Razor's Edge edition, so it comes with some gameplay improvements over the original Ninja Gaiden 3 version, wherever that released. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so it's got like some new weapons, new characters. It's got like a new skill progression system of some kind as well. So that's all cool and stuff. And then of course with the Wii U, I don't have any footage of the Wii U remote, but you know, the touchscreen has like a couple gimmicks or whatever, so you can cast ninja magic a little more easily maybe, or look for paths that you're supposed to take. I don't really know exactly if there's anything else crazy going on with the Wii U touchscreen there, but yeah, I think I will play a bit more of this. Don't know if I'll play through the whole thing, but it is a little bit of fun hacking and slashing nonetheless.
I'm taking you with me.
Last up, I have a download-only title for the Switch. I don't think it's on any other platform. I think it is a Switch eShop exclusive. It's called Membrane, and it's got a really weird art style right in the intro, but it is, you know, interesting to look at for sure. I think it was a student project or something like that, if I recall. So, you know, good job to the few people who worked on that. Because it's pretty interesting, pretty fun. It's like a little physics platformer, I guess, puzzler platformer is how I would describe it, where you can like make these like physics oriented like chains of blocks that bend and break and all that stuff, and then you can shoot like these big giant green balls around, and then you got to deal with stuff like hazards, you know, pools of liquid that you can't jump into, or electricity, a bunch of different things. And all in all, yeah, it was pretty fun. I played through the whole thing, and it was the first game that I actually finished in 2019 here. It's not very long, and there are some interesting little secrets that you can try to go and find if you want. But yeah, I had some fun with it. And it's not terribly expensive, as I recall. I think I got it on sale, but either way, I don't think the price is too exorbitant or anything like that. So I'd recommend it if you are looking for some kind of physicsy, platformy type of game to take your attention for a few hours. And that is going to do it for what I believe is my first ever games pickup video. It was fun checking out some of these games that I had either never heard of or was sleeping on, or whatever, you know, the case may be. And I think I'd like to do some more videos like this in the future. I've got some other games that I've picked up that aren't in this video, or games that I intend to pick up in the not too distant future. And it would be fun to, you know, show them off and give some very brief thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully you found this interesting and or entertaining and or informative. And if you're interested in seeing some actual playthroughs of games of all sorts of varieties, you can check out the rest of the channel and peruse the playlists therein. I'll see you next time.